putting the new brake pads into place. On Toyotas and Lexus, they have on their brake pads, they have these little springs are constantly pushing the brake pads out. One way that I found how to do this pretty relatively easy, I should say, is I'll bring in the C-clamp like I'm doing right here. I'll bring in the C-clamp, I'll lock it down, not real tight, just a little bit snug where it's holding the brake pads in place. I'll bring in the springs face down. The top one faces down, the bottom one faces up, and get those in place so they don't pop out. If you had somebody else helping you, it would make it easier because they could hold the brake pads. But then once the springs are in place, you'll see me here in a second do it, but in one swift motion, I'll hold the brake pads, take off the C-clamp with one hand, and with the hand that I took the C-clamp off with, I'll bring in the brake caliper, and then make sure your bolts are nearby for the brake caliper, because in one swift motion you'll take the C-clamp off, you'll bring in your brake caliper, and then you'll start installing the bolts on the backside so that the springs and the brake pads don't pop out. Kind of a hassle, but I do like this design that Toyota has come up with. It just ensures that the brake pads are not riding on your rotor and wearing down your brake pads prematurely, which is a pretty cool feature. So just bring in your brake caliper bolts. There is no specific, well, I'm sure there is a torque spec. I just snug them down. And then before you drive your vehicle, make sure that you press the or check your brake fluid reservoir. Make sure that's topped off. And then before you drive anywhere, make sure you press your brake pedal 10 to 15 times so that you can have the pistons inside the caliper come out and meet with the brake pads. Otherwise, you'll go and drive and you won't have any brakes. You'll be in a panic situation. So always, always, always make sure you press your brake pedal before you drive anywhere after doing any kind of brake work.